the thing that I love about burlesque is that it is so open. It's a thing that it is my medium. I used to draw a lot, and I used to write poetry a lot. And then one day, actually at the beginning of the pandemic, really, I was like lamenting that those are not things that really are in my wheelhouse anymore. And nor was I even drawn to do either one of them. But then I realized, my passion is burlesque. It is my medium. And it's one of those things where I didn't expect to ever, because I kind of go all over the place when it comes to career choices. About 5 years ago, I had a therapist say, you need to stop, because I had, the job that I was in was going out of business. And I was really upset because every job I had ever had, it was always like a 3-year shelf life. After 3 years, I would either get fired or I would quit or the business would go away. And I was very upset about this, being in my mid-30s and still feeling like I didn't have my life together. And she grabbed my hand, which feels so poignant because she passed away. And so I think about this moment a lot, because I feel like, this was such an important moment because it was the last therapy session we had. And she said, you realize you've been doing one thing at the time, 15 years. You have a career. It may not be the thing that pays the bills, but it is your career. And that was when I shifted how I thought about what I was doing with my life and how I thought about burlesque as this hasn't been a hobby for a very long time. This is my job, and it's my passion. And so I love that it has such a rich history. I'm always finding out new things about it. And I love that it is a place where really your limitations are in here. It's nowhere but in here. You can figure it out. You don't need a $5,000 plexiglass champagne glass in order to do it. You can figure it out. And what I've loved seeing through the years is how people figure it out. There's this one performer in Knoxville, and her name is completely escaping me right now, and I hate myself for it. But she really wanted to do a champagne glass number, couldn't figure it out. So instead she did she made a Starbucks cup out of a trash can and then made that into her champagne glass number. And it was glorious. So it's one of those things where, you are limited by money, but you're not limited by your imagination. And so you just have to commit to your imagination being the thing that limits you. Just try to hash it out, figure it out. You can figure it out. Promise. What I love about Metropolitan Studios is that it's where I found the depth of meaning of what I am doing. I have people come here all the time who are lost, or they have lost something in themselves, and they find it because they're here, because of the work that they do for themselves here. And the thing is that it's not necessarily that they need dance in their lives, although I feel like everybody needs dance in their lives. And it's not necessarily that you're working with a lot of women in a very positive and supportive way, although I do think that all of us need that in our lives, especially since the patriarchy has decided that we don't or should not do these things for ourselves with each other. So it's sort of like a culmination of all of these things. Watching somebody blossom because they're taking classes here, even if they're not with me, is one of the most rewarding things I could possibly do. And like, small aside, just a little story here. When in the 80s, I was born in the 80s, but in the 90s, when we were in high school, we were required to take these exams that told you what you were meant to do with your life. And I have always despised children. I have never liked kids. And one of the top things that it said I was meant to do is be a teacher. And I was like, well, this is garbage. And for the longest time, I didn't see myself as a teacher. And even when I was teaching, I didn't see myself as a teacher. I saw myself as somebody who was your friend advising you on how to move through a world that I had been moving through for a while. Because I've been teaching longer than Metropolitan's been around. I started teaching after I'd been in the business for about 6-7 years. So now at this point, that means I've been teaching for 12 years. So because I have been doing this teaching thing for as long as I have, I now see what they meant. You just have to define it the way you need to define it. And so Metropolitan has definitely given me the ability to find who I am by helping other people find who they are.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more sweet Candybox content and click the bell icon to get notified when we upload more vivacious videos. You can follow us on Instagram at Candybox Revue.